Hey everyone, Amy Wood here at WSPA, and I have WDBJ's Chris Hurst with me. You may remember the terrible news story we have covered from Roanoke, Virginia, and the terrible tragedy that we lost Alison Parker and her photojournalist. Alison was your love, your queen, you've called her, Chris.
Right.
And something really special has happened as you've continued to pay tribute to her life. You had some concert tickets that has led up to a really special story. Tell us about this.
Well, so Allison and I were together for 9 months. And so for our 6 months together, July 1st, I got her tickets to go see Taylor Swift in Greensboro, which was going to be October 21st. And she works the morning show. So I had to go to her boss and say, hey, can I have her be off on Thursday without her knowing? And we got it all set up, and she was just so thrilled to be able to go because she just loved to be where all of the excitement and the energy and the was. That was Allison.
That was her.
We were very much looking forward to going to the concert. She got stopped a lot by people saying that she looked like her, so she was gonna try to put on the reddest shade of lipstick she possibly could, her hair like her and her bangs, and walk around, and hopefully people would say, you know, that she looked like her. And so after it all happened, it was very clear to her mom and me to give the tickets to a girl that she befriended and mentored and interviewed, survivor of child neglect, for the primetime special that aired on WDBJ called Childhood Lost. It aired on August 7th, about 10 days before she died. And through that hour-long special, she told this girl's story that she named Hope. We used a pseudonym for her to protect her identity at the time.
Sure.
And she did such a marvelous job telling Hope's story and to really put a face to the issue of child abuse and child neglect, which is a huge problem in Southwest Virginia. So we told her at Allison's celebration of life, the party that we had for her the Monday after, we told Hope and her mother that we wanted them to have the tickets to go see Taylor Swift.
And so that happened.
Yeah, and we had a local radio station that worked very hard for me to try to set up some additional things to Hope and her mother. And so they, along with Taylor's record label, set up a meet and greet with her. Hope didn't know about it until she got there.
What a
Swift, and one of her other favorite artists is Miranda Lambert. So Miranda Lambert was the special guest last night, so that was wonderful too. And Republic Records, Taylor Swift's record label, is generously donating a signed guitar from Taylor Swift that we can auction off for Allison and Adam's scholarship funds, which is just makes me very, very thankful and grateful, and I'm very humbled by it all.
Absolutely. And Hope, as we call her, you shared some pictures on Twitter that I'm putting in our story. Obviously an incredible evening, an incredible memory, and I'm sure just Allison was washing through her head as she experienced all this.
Yeah, we have definitely felt her presence. We felt her strongly. Hope and her mother feel Allison. And it wasn't a week after it happened that new single came out, Wildest Dream. Talked about, remembering her in a red, with red lips and rosy cheeks in a dress watching the sunset.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's when I hear that song today, I heard it on the video, and that's when I get emotional, because I feel like those lyrics is her speaking to me and how to remember her.
So how are you doing, Chris? People wonder, we haven't really gotten to see you in our area on the air much, lately. You doing okay? I know Allison's parents are there in the room with you tonight. Everybody kind of making those steps, that progress that's so tough?
I think we're progressing. I wouldn't even say that the shock has worn off, because there are times when it still is very shocking. It is a very consistent pain now for us. She went out at her highest possible moment, and we feel a deep. Oops, sorry, the dog's.
That's okay. That's okay. Hello, doggies.
We feel a lot of responsibility and duty to try to to try to capture the energy and enthusiasm that she had. So we're up, we're moving, we go out every day. We try to model our lives after her. I tell people all the time that she's my role model.
Yeah,
she
well,
live a life.
I mean, adding both shots in that for the
while we all have moments during the day where
it's like a minute 50
we don't
long.
want to deal with it, we always manage to put one foot in front of the other.
Did I do something
There's a lot of work to do that that Alison was working toward. Issues in the community that are very important to us that now we really pick that up.
Have you heard from people around the country who have gone through sudden, violent, awful tragedies that you are sort of serving as inspiration or strength to them? Because you must be.
A couple of weeks after it happened, her father and I went up to Washington, D.C. to meet with a growing network of survivors of gun violence. So we met families who had loved ones killed in Aurora, in the UC Santa Barbara shootings, in Sandy Hook, and also in Charleston. We met families. We met a daughter and cousin to 3 of the victims in Charleston, and she's an incredibly strong woman. And I remember talking to her and how she felt very happy to talk to me because I told her that, and her dad and I agree on this, we feel the same way along with her, is that, after Alison died, there's this strength that went inside me. And this woman who had 3 victims from Charleston and her family, including her mother, said that she felt the same thing, that while it's agonizing to deal with, and it's not adrenaline anymore because it's been 2 months after, but we feel that we have a strength in us. There's an energy inside of us that we really feel is from Alison, and that helps us every day.
Well, we are all thinking about you and praying for you, and I appreciate you telling that uplifting follow-up story. It was a really special thing for that young lady and for you and for a lot of people. I read it online and I started tearing up. I mean, it was a very sweet story.
Alison loved hope, and she loved to, in our job, we are fortunate that sometimes we can create a real connection with someone and change their life. And,
absolutely.
Alison was deeply interested in issues of child abuse and neglect, of issues of domestic violence, and that's her legacy now, is that we need to continue to address these issues and make sure that no one has to go through the childhood that we had to go through. And Alison she had more empathy than anyone else that I've ever met, and that fueled her in all of the stories that she did.
Well, it's amazing, an amazing legacy. Thank you, Chris Hurst. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Sure. Take care.